In this video, we're going to talk about burn up and burn down charts. You're going to love them. All right, so within every sprint, there's a drive to get all the work done, right? We only have 2 weeks, and we got to get it all done to that definition of done. Now, burn up and burn down charts help you and your team visualize your progress from where you start to where you need to go and how you can make adjustments and adaptations in the process. Now, let's talk about the burn down chart, all right? What it is it's a graphical representation. It's a graph. Let's not get crazy with it, where the work remaining is shown versus the time that's left in the time box. Simple way to say it is, how much work have we done? How much do we have left over the 10 days, okay? So let me show you a little picture of a burn down chart. And it starts looking just like this. And at the bottom, hey, say we got a 2-week sprint. Those are 10 days. That's how much time we have in the time box to get our work done. And as we go, we start, say in our sprint, we started with 27 story points or 27 cards, whatever you want to start with. That's how much work we started with on day 1 or day 0. And we know at the end, our goal is to get it all done. That's how work works, right? And so our goal is to follow that dotted line if work was perfect and it was linear, right? To go from 27 down to 0. That's perfect. Now, what we need to do is track our progress every single day. The team, at the end of the day, throughout the day, they say, how many story points do we have left? So on day 0 or day 1, we start with 27 because that's where we started. Now, at the end of the first day, maybe we got 1 or 2 done right there. Boom, we got it done. We can see our progress going down. We're a little bit above that dotted line, so we're technically a little bit behind, but it's only day 2, so we're not going to freak out or anything. Now, the third day, we get a little bit more done. We're still behind, but nothing to really worry about, but it visualizes where we are versus this idealized line. Now, every day, bing, 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 we track our progress. And this is all the way done, like 10 days are done. You see the line all the way going down, the orange one. Now, this little arrow that I pointed to, that's on day 7. Now, look at day 7. That is what we've gotten done. If we just think about that point right there, we're about 17 points done, okay? And how much is left? And we should be down to about 10. So the difference between those two things, the orange line, the little dot that's behind there, and the blue line says like, oh my gosh, we're behind. We're behind on the progress. So what do? We probably get the team together. We should be like monitoring this the entire time to say, what impediments, what rocks, what can we do to help? Come on, let's work together. Let's figure this thing out, all right? And that deviation, that difference tells us we are behind, okay? So hopefully the team got together, they worked together, they found out a way, and zoom, they got it done. Now, you never want to wait all the way to the end, right? Have it be like zoom at the end. We want to steadily go through. That's why we try to visualize it. And here, the team almost pulled it off. If we see the little orange line, it's almost to 0. So they almost pulled it off. But this gives a good conversation piece during the actual work and in the retro to say like, hey, how can we get better at doing work? So we visualize it. We start from a point. We're trying to drive to 0, and we track our progress as we go. We burn down the work. Cool. Now, the burn up chart is just glass half full, I guess you want to look at it, right? So it's a graph. It represents the work completed, what we got done, versus how much time we got left in the sprint. So if we look at the picture, we start with 0. We ain't done anything yet. And we know we got to go way up to the top and get all the work done. So that's that blue line. And then each day as we go through there, we're tracking on the orange line. How much time or how much work have we gotten done? This much, this much, this much. And if we're looking at a burn up chart, if we're below that little blue line, that means we're behind. We're a little bit behind our progress, what we should be. We got to hustle and collaborate and get it going to get to done status, okay? So this is a clear visual way that we're going to track as we go to how we doing versus where we should be right now. Now, the benefits of using the burn up and the burn down chart, pretty clear. Transparency, number 1, how much junk have we gotten done and how much we got left? Simple as that. You know where you are, you know where everybody is, and we're all in this boat together. We got to work together to get it going. And a lot of times, if we're stuck or things start to plateau, we're like, hey man, work is not moving. What's going on? Identify the blockers. Identify the things that are holding us back, impediments. Maybe it's a collaboration thing. Maybe we're waiting on somebody on the outside. Who knows? Maybe there's a defect in the system that shut everything down. I don't know. We got to get it out there and think about it. So it helps visualize like work is stagnating. We're either ahead or behind. The facts are there. Let's deal with them, okay? And lastly, it drives adaptation. By having these conversations about the clear and present work and how we're progressing toward our sprint goal, meaning getting it all done, allows us to adapt, to shimmy and shake together to get more work done. And that's the goal. Because getting things done is hard, right? We know this. And so we've got to visualize it. We got to go and we got to work together. That's what it's all about. So regardless if you like burn down, burn up, whatever, it's your style. They both convey the same thing, our progress toward our goal. But number one, visualize the progress. Get it in front of the team. Have everybody clearly see it and drive to done in a collaborative manner. That is the goal of the scrum, right? Of the sprint. So do it and you'll get better. That's the way it goes.